All right, we're just about set for football. The crowd is definitely ready. So are we. Off we go on EA Sports. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. So the Tampa Bay offense set to work for the first time in this one. And they're led by the #1 overall pick back in 2018. Greg, it is Baker Mayfield at quarterback.
One thing that was pretty evident when we had a chance to talk to him, Mike, is this guy, he just wasn't satisfied with his individual performance. They came away with the win, and that was great. But one area that seems to continue to hold him back is that he's predetermining where he goes with the ball. Not only did it lead to the 2 interceptions, but it leads to some missed opportunities as the play unfolds. He could have had more touchdown output if he would have just gotten off that first read and found the open man. He got away with it last week. He doesn't want to make a habit of trying to get away with it every week. He needs to clean that up, especially if he wants to come away with a win here today.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
Trying to set up the screen, but it is not there. He just had to spike it. It's incomplete, and it'll bring up 4th down. The Buccaneers getting their punter out there. This will be returned from the other side of midfield. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The Panthers now ready to get to work on offense for the first time. And they're led by Bryce Young, the #1 overall pick, Greg, out of Alabama back in 2023.
He's coming off a really nice 3-touchdown performance in last week's win, Mike, but outside of that one errant throw, he did a really nice job of protecting the ball and was seemingly in control the entire game. This defense all week, they talk about trying to bait him into making some mistakes, so he's got to be careful about falling into the trap. But if he does that, I tell you what, I really like their chances.
The motion man is Sanders. Off the play fake. Here's Young. Quick throw here is complete. And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
On play action, Young. Oh, in trouble. Down he goes.
Looked like a pass protection breakdown. They had 5 offensive linemen and a running back in the backfield. I promise you, somebody was assigned to that linebacker, but he timed the blitz perfectly. He ran through and was able to bring him down for a big sack.
He's got his man. That's Leggett. They get 16 on that connection. It's a Carolina first down.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
On 1st and 10, here's Young. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Now the first carry for Chuba Hubbard. And the Panthers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. They'll run with Hubbard. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, Young. And he will fight his way to the end zone. Bryce Young, touchdown Carolina. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
Seven 0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. Here comes a return from the 5. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Buccaneers offense ready to get going with their second possession. They were forced to punt the first time through. It led to a touchdown, so down 7 0 as they get the ball back for 1st and 10. And he'll push his way ahead for a gain of 2. Christian Roseboom there on the tackle. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Here comes Otten in motion. They run with the Oregon man. It's Bucky Irving. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up 3rd down. From the gun, it's Mayfield. And that is incomplete. Chris Godwin, the receiver he was looking for. And it's going to lead to 4th down. Here's the punter now. And he is hoping to improve on his first attempt. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Panthers offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive. So try to double up here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Young. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Back to the air, it's Young. That's to the right, caught by Sanders. Here now, 3rd and 5. Sending a receiver right. From the gun here on 3rd down, it's Young. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the 1st down marker. Early big play here. They're going to go for it on 4th down. Here's Young to throw. That is incomplete. They took a chance throwing it on 4th and short, but not to be, and they'll turn it over on downs.
You know, more often than not in the NFL, games are won based on who wins critical downs. Well, that 4th down attempt right there was exactly that, and this defense came up huge for a big-time 4th down stop.
On play action, Mayfield. And the reception for Chris Godwin. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
2nd and 7. They go play action with Mayfield. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. That's to the sideline and intercepted.
So not a lot of yards on the return, Mike, but that's okay. The number one thing, end up with the ball in your hands. And in this case, mission accomplished, and his guys are headed off the field to celebrate.
Here's the Carolina offense now as they head out to take over for their next possession. They lead it here early 7-0 as they start with a 1st and 10. They'll go play action with Young. Quick throw, taken in. And he's taken down, but just shy of midfield. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. The motion man is Sanders. On 1st down is Young. There's a short one caught by Sanders. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. They face 2nd down and 7. Young hands it to Hubbard. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this 1st quarter. So they'll talk over what to do on this 3rd down play as we have hit the end of the 1st quarter. The Panthers off to the early advantage. We'll have more from Tampa after this. Third and 6. Receiver in motion, headed left. On 3rd down, they'll set up to... And they're going to get to him and take him down, taken back to the other side of midfield.
This is a great reminder of why it's so important to have great offensive tackles. When you get beat so fast off the edge, the quarterback has nowhere to go in the pocket to escape, and that's what happens.
Here's the Tampa Bay offense. They're going to take over once more. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. Here comes Otten in motion. Baker gonna give it to Irving. Nice move, slips a tackle, gets forward for a gain of 2. 2nd down and 8. Here's Mayfield. That's caught. It's Bucky Irving. And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass. Get past the 1st down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can drop all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
Another run here with White. And a nice run. He's got a 1st down tackle made right at the 35-yard line. Now Mayfield. He's going to tuck it and go. It's a gain of 26, and it'll set up 1st and goal.
What I like the most here is just the decision that when he wants to be a runner, he commits to being a runner, and he's able to weave his way downfield, pick up the 1st down, sets up 1st and goal.
Mayfield. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete. J.C. Horn that time with the good coverage, and he knocks it away. Baker gonna hand it to White. And he keeps the legs moving, able to get it down inside the 5. They'll use 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and goal. To throw is Mayfield. That's hauled in at the 2.
When you're willing to throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, you know what that tells me, Mike? The decision to go for it on 4th down has already been made. If you're able to pick it up with yards after the catch, great. But if not, it's a 4th and short, and you give yourself a realistic shot of converting on this 4th down. You know, I think it's safe to say here, Mike, as this offense leaves the field, they wanted to stay out there and go for it. But I think in this case, the coach is playing the long game. He understands that these 3 points now can end up being very valuable as this game moves along.
He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Panthers offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. And that's not going to yield a whole lot, up to about the 28-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 9. He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard. It is 3rd and 10. To throw is Young. That one taken in right side by Leggett. A pickup of 14 on that one. It's good for a Panther 1st down.
So far here early, Mike, the key for this offense has been their ability to maintain possession by converting on these 3rd downs. It's going to be a big storyline the rest of the way. This defense has to find a way. When they force 3rd down, they got to get off the field.
Young to throw on 1st down. That's over the middle to his tight end Sanders. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. Here's 2nd and 2. They'll run it here with Hubbard. Room to run inside the 40. A pickup there of 19 yards. It's a Carolina 1st down.
2nd and short. Normally, this is a great time, Mike, to put the ball in the air and try to press the ball downfield. But in this case, they keep it on the ground. Has a similar effect. They pick up a good gain and a 1st down. This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
A 2nd down throw for Young. All alone is the tight end Sanders. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9. They motion a receiver right. Young to throw on 1st and 10. That is hauled in at the 5. And the Panthers are going to be looking at a 1st and goal. They move it down to the 4. Here's a run. He'll get maybe a yard down to the 4-yard line. 7-3 is the score. 2 minutes to play in the 1st half. Greg and I back from Tampa after a timeout. Throwing on 2nd down, Young. And he's in. Jatavion Sanders. Touchdown, Panthers. It's his 2nd touchdown of the year. Not going for 2, they'll kick the point after. The kick is good. And the Panthers extend their advantage to 14-3. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The Buccaneers offense ready for this next possession. They trail now 14-3, so an 11-point deficit as they start things out with 1st and 10. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Out of the pistol, it's Mayfield. This one intercepted. Into space. And they extend the lead. The defense joining the party. A pick 6 for a touchdown. Greg, they are extending this lead out.
Yeah, now you've just seen both sides just make their impact felt here in the first half. The offense has done their part, and now it's the defense that is able to capitalize on the turnover and take it all the way back for the pick 6.
Extra point attempt still to come. He knocks it through. And the Panthers move out to a 21-3 advantage. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. This is fielded inside the 5. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Bucs offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. 1st down now. Oh, he puts another ball up for grabs, and this one's also intercepted. Picked off by Christian Roseboom.
Well, I think by now, Mike, we know where the biggest mismatch of this game has been. This defense is all over this passing game. Everywhere they look, they have defenders in the right spot. They've resulted now in 3 interceptions, all while forcing this offense to try to adjust their game plan on the fly.
The Panthers offense and their back Chuba Hubbard set to come back on the field. They'll begin with the football in the red zone already as the defense has their back to the wall to start this drive. On 1st and 10, here's Young. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and also give some credit to the back end, doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
From the gun, it's Young. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap. It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone, and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
Now return coming from the 7. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The Buccaneers offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They find themselves down 3 touchdowns here, needing to flip the script in a hurry. And they'll start it here on 1st down. From the gun, it's Mayfield. Quick throw here is complete. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. Godwin working the right side. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line. On 1st and 10, here's Baker. Get this complete right side to Otten. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. A second down throw for Mayfield. And that one is complete along the boundary. Good job of getting those feet in bounds. Here comes 3rd and 6. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. It's complete to Evans. The Buccaneers forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in this second quarter. And for the 4th time today, he has been intercepted. Picked off by Christian Roseboom.
Well, Mike, once again, this drive, it ends the same way their last one did, walking off the field following an interception. Now, you're hoping this is more momentary struggle than it is a trend, but as hard as it is to do, they need to get calmed down. They need to reset because their offense cannot operate at a high level if they don't have confidence in this passing game.
The Panthers offense going to get it one final time in this first half. They'll start with great field position right at midfield with a first down. Out of the shotgun, Young. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away.
Well, can't afford another incompletion here. Quickly in his 3rd and 10. Here's Young. He's going to let this one go deep. That is incomplete. Well read that time defensively, making it difficult downfield, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. On comes the punter now, and he'll be looking for something a little better than that first effort, which he shanked. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. They do try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he is fortunate to get past the line of scrimmage. Call it a yard at most. Trayvon Merrick up to make the tackle.
This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
All right, Coach. Thank you very much. We welcome you back. It is quarter number 3. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The 3rd quarter is underway. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this 3rd quarter. They've definitely outplayed their opponents to this point in the 3rd quarter. They might be looking to grind out some first downs and chew up some valuable time on the clock. Get this drive started on the ground. It's Hubbard. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down. The motion man is Sanders. On 2nd down, Young. Looking left side is tight end Tremble. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line.
Now, so far here today, putting points on the board certainly hasn't been a problem, and plays like that are why. Think about it, Mike. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you and not force something that's not there, and that mid-range pass results in a fresh set of downs.
Now Hubbard. Wow. He'll dodge one would-be tackler and wind up getting a nice gain of 6 on the play. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Throwing is Young. A quick throw that's complete on the slant.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver, and then see what he can do after the catch.
He's going to be taken down at about the 30.
Now this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective.
There's a short one caught by Sanders.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
18 yards on the connection. It's good for a Panther first down.
And what really stands out about this drive is the ability of the quarterback to really spread the ball around to multiple targets and put so much pressure on the defense, deciding who do they want to account for, because no matter who they try to take away, quarterback's doing.
That one is caught beyond the pylon. Jatavion Sanders. Touchdown, Carolina. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. Greg, it's the quarterback's best friend, and you were that guy for a lot of years. The tight end in a tight area with man coverage.
Yeah, and it's really twofold, Mike, right? First and foremost, we see so many of these tight ends around the league that now have gotten to the point where one-on-one matchups, that's advantage offense. But then even in the cases they don't create great separation, Mike, it's their size, their catch radius. It's such a friendly target for the quarterback that when things get tight in the red zone, they look to the tight end.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. They're trying to pin him deep. They'll take this from the 3. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line. Baker Mayfield and the Bucs ready to get back to work. And this has been a dreadful offensive performance. Quarterback picked off 4 times so far. And this may be one just to erase from the memory. No need to watch the film of this one. It's a horror show. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. Throwing is Mayfield. A pass pulled in by Irving. And he's going to be marked down up around the 33.
And up until this point, we haven't seen a lot go their way, but here in the 3rd quarter, they're starting to find some plays. They're starting to get some opportunities. Just got to ask yourself if it's too little too late.
And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it, because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
A give. This is Irving. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Mayfield. This one on target to Godwin. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
You can see this connection is just starting really to pick up. They're seeing the game through the same set of eyes, and that is the job of the receiver. What is my quarterback expecting from me? Where does he want me? Be there on time, and it leads to big gains like this. I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
Here's a 3rd and 10. Baker to throw. That one complete. It's the tight end, Otten. A gain of 16 yards. Good for a Buccaneers first down.
Points have certainly been hard to come by in this one today, Mike, but it seems like this drive has been what they've been searching for. A little bit of rhythm, the ability to sustain. Now they got to finish. Now they got to capitalize on these first downs and go finish with 6.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. They'll send him over to the left. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Mayfield.
This pitch and catch may have looked routine, but I promise you, Mike, these types of anticipatory throws, especially outside the numbers, they don't occur without countless reps, oftentimes when nobody's even watching.
3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Buccaneers will cut into that lead.
So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense and Bryce Young set for their next possession. And we run you through the highlights here. It has been a very big performance from the quarterback position, instrumental in leading and executing, and now trying to finish strong and take his team to the finish line. They'll break the huddle, coming up now for 1st and 10. The motion man is Sanders. This drive begins with a run by Hubbard. Not much there, maybe a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Another run here with Hubbard. And he'll get about 5 past the 30-yard line. From the gun here on 3rd down, it's Young. He finds the big tight end, Tremble. And he's going to have the 1st down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
We'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allow the 1st down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the 1st down.
Young to throw on 1st down. That's to the right, caught by Sanders. They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Here's Young. Got his receiver on the in-cut. He's got it. And he'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter. So, 3 quarters have come and gone. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. On 1st down, it is Hubbard. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. The motion man is Sanders. Throwing on 2nd down, Young. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. They're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. The motion man is Sanders. From the gun, it's Young. And that is incomplete. Sanders was the intended receiver. And it's going to bring up 4th down. On now is the punt team for the Panthers, as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. Trying for the old school coffin corner. That's pretty close, out of bounds. They're going to mark it at the 5-yard line. Well done. The Bucs offense starting to trot out for this next possession. Interesting point here, Greg. This is one of those where, put me in the mind of the play caller. Are you thinking just keep the ball on the ground right now?
I think it's hard. I think a lot of it has to do with how much confidence do you have that he can work himself through it, because as the turnovers continue to stack up, your biggest fear is that the confidence breaks down. So a lot of this is really just how well do you understand, what kind of relationship do you have with your quarterback. If you think you can get him through it, keep putting the ball in his hands. If you think he's done for the day, you got a big question you got to answer, whether he should even be in the game.
Now, look out. That ball is free in the end zone. And that pressure too great. He's going to be sacked in the end zone. And that is a safety. Fortunate that that was not worse for the offense. The pressure's on. They knock it out of the quarterback's hands. But only a safety instead of the defense getting a touchdown.
Yeah, and as a quarterback, Mike, you always have that clock in your head, but that clock has to speed up even quicker when you find yourself dropping in your own end zone. And fortunately for them, that fumble doesn't lead to a touchdown, but instead results in the 2-point safety.
The visitors' offense ready to get back at it. As we look back at some of the highlights of this one, you'll see a lot of them, Greg, coming from the passing game. They've done a nice job picking the defense apart.
Yeah, and I think that's the right way to say it. It hasn't necessarily been just a bunch of deep shots, a bunch of explosives. It's been more methodical. It's been precise. They've really been all over their execution, and this is about as close to a complete performance as you're going to see from any offense throughout the course of this season.
And a nice run. Get them about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down. The motion man is Sanders. A 2nd down throw for Young. In trouble, and down he goes.
Both sides now going back and forth, trading blows. After a nice pickup and a handful of yards, the defense responds with a big sack. Now brings up 3rd and medium, and let's see if they decide to go back on the ground or keep it in the air.
On 3rd down, here's Hubbard. Punting time for the Panthers, set to kick this one away, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he looks up and he's taken down right away. Maybe fortunate just to hold on to the ball, as he was tackled immediately after hauling that one in. So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. From the gun, it's Mayfield. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down. This is why the timing of these routes is so critical. If that ball is thrown a little bit later, he's unable to keep his feet in bounds, but instead the quarterback is on time and accurate, and the receiver does a nice job not only securing the catch, but ensuring that both feet remain in bounds.
Loose inside the 30. And he'll be marked down at the 15-yard line. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. They send Godwin in motion. Mayfield to throw it here on 1st down. pressure, gets there, and down he goes.
Well, that's certainly one way to bounce back here defensively after giving up a huge explosive play on the previous snap. To bounce back and come away with the sack. Now you find yourself in 2nd and long. You can catch your breath, and the opportunity to get off the field has just gone up.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Now someone up front moves early. Can't continue to make these mistakes if you're trying to mount a big comeback. Tristan Wirfs, former first-round pick, with the flag. He'll send a tight end in motion right. On 2nd down, Baker. He finds his tight end, Keith. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 9, and 3rd down coming up. Now Mayfield. Godwin working the right side.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
They send the tight end in motion. They'll go. It's White. And he's going to have the Buccaneers 1st down. They'll wind up getting the yards they need on 4th and 3. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
The defender saw this the entire way, Mike. He actually ran the route before the receiver even got to his spot. I think they're fortunately this one didn't end up getting picked.
And they are into the end zone for the first time today. Chris Godwin. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Well, it's not going to be enough, but at least they find the end zone at the end of a hard week's work. At least a little payoff with a touchdown, Greg.
Mike, you can just chalk this one up in the column of too little, too late. Give credit to this offense for not going down without a fight, but they're not going to have enough time to find themselves back in this one.
McLaughlin, good on the extra point. And the Bucs are able to cut into the deficit. With down 3 scores and it's late, they're going to need a few bounces to go their way. They'll start right here trying to get an onside kick.
You have no choice. You find yourself down big here late in the 4th quarter, Mike. You got nothing to lose. Give it a shot. Nice job here by the hands team recovering. They're going to take over possession.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read seemingly every time. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple. Now, whistles here. Looks like one of the defenders got a head start.
Encroachment, defense. Still 2nd down.
A run with Hubbard. And he'll get past the marker. So he's got a 1st down on that gain of 5. They'll go again with Hubbard. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. 2 minutes remain in the 4th quarter. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. 2nd and 11. A give up the middle. It's Hubbard. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up third down. Out of the shotgun. Young. Over the middle. He's got Leggett. Nice job there defensively to keep him in front of the marker. It's going to bring up fourth down.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a fourth down decision to make. I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
This taken at the 5. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Buccaneers offense and receiver Chris Godwin set to take over again. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. Quick throw out wide. It's caught. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. Looks like movement over there on the left side, and the flag is down.
Ball start, offense.
Throwing on second down, Mayfield. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the...
And that final throw here is intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Trevin Wallace. The defense is having a day. They extend the lead with Greg their second pick 6 of the game.
And that's just something you don't see very often in the NFL, Mike. I mean, you might see a handful of games each year where there's 1 pick 6, but to get 2 pick 6s in the same game, this defense is on fire.
So this one a win for the visiting Panthers. They get the home victory here in the division in the first of their 2 scheduled matchups. A chance to go for the season sweep on the road later in the season. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long, everyone.